pretty basic. Fuck yeah! Fuck you! Everyone get your mana potions and health potions refilled, organized, and ready to go. And get ready to take down Diablo. This is Diablo 2 Resurrected. Don't go in. So first thing I want to actually point out here is that I've never played the original. Whether that comes in as a pro or a con or changes my point of view, which it probably does, I've never played the original. This is my first experience with a Diablo game, period. Full stop. First plus I have to note, co-op. I love it when it's co-op. I think almost every game should strive to be co-op. It's just such an added bonus. Now, the first thing I have to mention for gameplay is, have you played Gauntlet Dark Legacy? If you have, you will notice similarities. If you haven't, go play that game, it is amazing. But this game is so similar to Gauntlet Dark Legacy, the only thing it's missing is spawn points for enemies, honestly. You pick a character, one out of select few, you level up your character, and you can assign, skill points to certain categories like strength and stuff like that, vitality, and you make your way through worlds until you get to said final boss and you kill it, then you move on to the next world. I just described two games at once, and honestly, you might be thinking, oh, what are you going to say? It's a con because it ripped it off? Obviously not. Diablo 2 Resurrected is such a fun game. If I were to describe it very simply in, well, small words, it is simple yet engaging. Because you honestly don't do a lot in this game. You just spawn in a town, you load up, you go out into the wild trying to do a quest, which you're pretty much just like searching blindly for the quest waypoints and where the fuck you're supposed to go. Along the way, you just spam your attack on enemies, or you spam multiple attacks. You usually have a variety of attacks. You kill them, you level up, you find the quest, you complete the quest, you come back to town, you get more potions, you go back out, you kill, rinse and repeat until you finish the game. Large charm, let's go.
I can't carry anymore.
Too bad. That one is so bad. And I think people underestimate how much fun you can have in such a simple setting if there's just one idea, if there's just one goal. It reminds me of a crazy stretch I'm about to make, the Avatar: The Last Airbender, where the main goal from episode 1, season 1 to season 3 finale was kill the Fire Lord. That was the entire goal, the entire series, and it works so well. You don't do a lot in Diablo 2 Resurrected, but it is extremely engaging. The skill tree is satisfying, and it's part of the aspect of replayability in this game. No matter who you choose out of your main characters, whichever it is, you could play through the game twice with the same character and have an almost completely different experience. What you choose to unlock in the skill tree will affect your gameplay immensely, because that's your attack, your defense, your curses. My first game I played as Necromancer, I could replay and go a completely different class setup, like still be Necromancer, but I have a completely different skill tree lineup and have an almost different experience. Holy shit, that's a good one. Under presentation, I have actually a huge amount of pros here. Honestly, hats off to the devs for presentation, because they really took that into consideration. What the fuck? They really took it into consideration. The towns you have, which is pretty much like the main hub areas of all the acts, 1 through 5, are very good. Every world, every act has its own sort of environmental theme, whether it's jungle or desert or just like modern city. My paper's sliding here. And more importantly, the music in this game is up front and in focus, notably in the towns. Town 1 and Town 2 have just amazing soundtracks. You spawn in. If there was no soundtracks here, it would take away such character from the game that I've always stated that music is the most underestimated thing of all time. If Resident Evil 2, the original, didn't have any soundtracks and it was just quiet, damn, that game would not be nearly as memorable. Diablo 2 Resurrected has great soundtracks, and it'd be a shame if I didn't highlight some. Not in town.
Not here.
Fuck.
Not in town.
God, I love the soundtracks in this game. Just gonna point that out.
Bang.
Alright. Let's make our way uptown like a fish. Voice acting is good. And again, hats off. How easy would it have been to just have all the dialogue in the game where you talk to random people just be text? Would have saved the money, time, everything else. But who reads the text in games? I read books all the time. I have a book right freaking here. I don't read text in games. It's boring. Having actual voice actors for dialogue, or just having actual like audio logs instead of, you know, reading through a text script paper, is extremely important and underrated for immersion. For not just immersion, but engagement.
Hero. I've heard of your exploits and I'm quite impressed. Very few mortals are capable of dealing with the three and their minions as you have. My name is Natalia. I am a hunter of evil, part of an ancient order sworn to hunt down...
I would be very sad if I didn't talk about the cutscenes in this game. They're good. They're damn good. These are honestly the greatest well-designed, graphic quality, high up there cutscenes I've ever witnessed. You could make a movie out of this and I wouldn't care.
He moved with demonic speed and then...
He's literally walking. Demonic speed.
Contained herein shall not be set free, not even by you.
It is actually insane. This is base PS4, okay? These looked good. Under overall impact, I have to say, and state that might be obvious, but this game is addicting. It's one of those games where when I first played on the first night, I was with two friends and we started party chat, and then we played the game and then I went to bed. The party chat was like 6.5 hours long. But the game does so many little things right, where a lot of games can have like little bits here and there, or just like little pinpricks that just add up over time that are frustrating. This game avoids that. There are little things like hiring a soldier to join you by your side if you're playing solo, and having that character be different for every act almost. You can customize your soldier. You can give him a helmet and a body armor and stuff like that. The map is movable. You can have it on the right side, you can have it on the left, you can have it in the middle, and it's a well-designed map. This is a great map. Maps are something that actually games have not put in very often. Darksiders 3, I'll always remember having no map. What? If you equip armor on your character, whether it be your helmet or your shield or your body armor, it shows up in game. You won't have the same character look throughout the whole thing. If you equip a cool looking helmet, that'll show up in game. And of course, playing on PS4 versus PC has its handicaps, because some of the inventory management and the quickness and agility of equipping stuff is difficult on PS4. It is not nearly as easy as it is on PC, but that's not the game's fault. That's just, I guess, my choice to play on PS4 instead of PC. So I can't knock the game for having, you know, tight inventory management when this game was designed for PC. Something I found kind of funny that I honestly laughed at when me and my friend beat the boss, in Act 4, which we thought was the final act, there's an Act 5. When you kill Diablo in Diablo 2, he's not the final boss. Could you imagine if you were a main villain and the game was named after you and you're like, yo, I must be like the toughest dude out here, and you die and you're like, oh, I guess he's done the game. Nope, there's an even stranger dude, Bale, back there who's even better. But overall, this game for me comes very highly recommended, especially for playing co-op. Even if you're not playing co-op, there are hindrances, but you can adapt to that pretty well. And overall, I do have to say, this is probably one of the most fun games I've played since Lord of the Rings: The Third Age. And as I said on my channel, anytime I mention that game, I have to show footage of Lord of the Rings: Third Age. Roll it. So overall, on Diablo 2, Resurrected, looking at the numbers, counting them down, it's a solid 9.2 out of 10. So that's it. Diablo 2 Resurrected, done. And, gotta be honest, I'm kind of interested in the other Diablos. I might take a look at those, see if they're good or not. Overall, I played through this game 3 times. I played with my friend, and then I played solo, and then I'm planning on playing another run with another friend. And overall, you can run through this game so many times because of how customizable the characters are and how many there are. I've only played 2 characters, and there's like 6 more. That's crazy. Overall, I hope games going forward get as much attention to detail as Diablo 2 did in the music category, in the small things. And it paid off in the end, honestly. But that's it for now. So I'm your host, Superplanet Entertainment, and I hope it's just for you. Peace out.
What the hell? You gotta go back.
These guys can open doors. My ass.
Michael?
Nothing's happening, dude. What the fuck? These guys are the quickest door unlockers of my life. Running
You
for
got
my
a fucking
life.
whole mob chasing you.
Dude, I unlocked every door I went behind. These kids just open it in no time.
What is up? I know what you're thinking. You're only here for the bonus Easter egg soundtrack I put in at the end of every video. But did you also know I have a donation page under Buy Me a Coffee? Donate whatever you want to my channel, and I'll put half that back to an environmental charity. So that's that. Enjoy the music. Peace out.